Thank you for tuning into our podcast, Canal Days, What Life Was Like in the Industrial Connecticut River Valley of Massachusetts. I'm your host, Carrie, and joining us today is Holyoke's very own local historian and creator of the historical tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Colon. He personally offers and leads public and private tours, as well as presentations of historical sites within communities throughout the state of Massachusetts. Currently, the communities he has chosen to focus on this year are Holyoke, Chicopee, South Hadley, and East Hampton, and also Granby and Amherst as well. His tours spotlight the local canals, reservoirs, cemeteries, and churches, as well as various parks, streets, and selected historical houses within each community. Today's episode will be discussing the Kenefick Park located in Springfield, Massachusetts. So, where is this park located?
This is on a street in Springfield called Plainfield Street. The really good entrance is out that front. They have a little entrance parking lot, but you can get in from the back locations too, where they have a senior center, so forth. Now, today we're going to talk about the trees inside the park, other features that might be inside the park, and what's around the perimeter of the park itself that might be of great interest to you. Okay, so this is a very easy to find park. It's right on the main street itself, and it's actually a very nice and pleasant park. It's very large, I would say. Not gigantic, but it's fairly large, so you can walk around the actual perimeter, and it might take you like 10 minutes to get around the whole thing. And for that reason, one of the best features is just to walk around it. And it's a great park to relax, so forth.
And how are the trees in this park?
They have spectacular trees, and you have two enormous weeping willow trees inside of this park. And those trees are very photogenic. They're very large, too. You might think that they're up to 200 years old, quite possibly. And there's other kinds of trees inside the parks, a lot of maples around one of the corners, and some oaks towards the front. And they try to make a big deal of having a lot of trees around. So most of the park has a very sufficiently dark look to it, so it's cooler during the summer. And for that reason, it's fun to walk. It's not a very flat park. It's some undulation. So for that reason, don't expect to be that perfect, fast walk around it. But it's with so many nice trees around, it's nice just to walk from tree to tree and see what it's about, especially those two gorgeous weeping willows, which must be wonderful in May and June.
And really quick, before we continue with the rest of our interview, just to fill our listeners in, if you want to sign up for any of his various tours or find out more information, you can check out his website at holyokecanaltour.org. And there you can find podcasts and videos of the stops selling each of his tours, as well as photos and text of the historical sites throughout as well. And for private tours and other inquiries, you can email him directly at bobcat4214B@yahoo.com. And his tours make for fun educational outdoor activities for families and group parties. So getting back to our interview, what features are inside Kenefick Park?
There's a couple of playground sets, one for the very small children from about 2 years old to 6, and then one for the larger children from about 7 up to maybe 12 years old. And it also has an outdoor tarred basketball court. Now inside of the park they have a special building. That building is called the Elder Affairs Fitness Center. So you can actually go to that indoor fitness center and then use the outdoor as a walk-around area. So you can be healthy in terms of exercise, calisthenics, weightlifting, and then go outside and walk around as much as you want to. So it's a fun little park with that little setup itself. Now, also inside this park, there's one smaller baseball field, and there's one picnic area just off the side of the parking lot off of Plainfield Street. And it is surrounded by a lot of other things, so that's also one of the features.
And what is around the perimeter of the park?
All right, across Plainfield Street is the Roberto Clemente field, and there is a Major League Diamond baseball field, and also what looks to be like a soccer field next to it. So it's two big fields, and that's because there's a public school, brand new, within 100 yards of the park itself. And then around the perimeter of the park, there's a lot of old age residential housing, especially towards the back of the park. And then off to the one side is a lot of public housing for families themselves. And so there's a lot going on in this area itself. And it's well worth the visit to see if it suits your needs, especially for the senior citizens who want to use that indoor facility. And I invite you to go either with your family or as individuals, walk around, try the fitness facilities, and see if it suits your needs. But well worth the visit, and thank you for listening.
And thank you, Robert, for educating us on your tours and historical topics of expertise. And we want to thank our listeners for tuning in. And you can check out a large selection of other podcasts and more at his website,